everybody. Thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're just tuning in, you'll find this show on every Mondays at noon. So please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. In the last segment there, we were talking with Brian Powell of Prospect Mortgage. I want to go ahead and continue this next segment with my next guest, Debbie Wilson and Sue Canner of GroutWorks, a local business here in the Tampa Bay region. GroutWorks started in Indiana as a weekend project for Debbie Wilson in 1994. And as the business grew, she decided to expand to Florida in 1997, where the weather was better and there was an abundance of tile and grout. GroutWorks quickly, again, grew into a thriving business and has won many service awards over the years. After 20 years in the industry and over 12,000 jobs, there's not much GroutWorks hasn't seen. Their motto is Dirty Grout, we can help. GroutWorks provides a service to refurbish your tile and grout to look like new through the cleaning, regrouting, color sealing, and repairing. GroutWorks has created and maintained an amazing reputation winning Angies List Super Service Award for 8 years. Debbie and Sue, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Now, tell me a little bit about your company.
Well, our company is, as you said, named GroutWorks, and we provide the service of refurbishing customers' tile and grout to look like new.
And it's always a challenge cleaning grout. I know I've bought some, cleaners and I spray it on there and I try to wipe it and nothing seems to change. Tell me a little about the process of properly refinishing grout.
The process that we do depends on the circumstances. We do everything from cleaning to regrouting, where we can go in and assess a shower that has a bunch of fungus or mildew growing. Mm-hmm. And in those circumstances, we typically do what is called regrouting. We take out the old grout, replace it with new grout. On floor tile, we do more of a refurbishing process where we come in and clean the tile and grout, and we'll color seal it back to its original color. Or if the customer is unhappy with the original color, we can also opt to change the color of the grout. And at the same time sealing it, because that is what we all struggle with, is how do you maintain that grout after it does look like new? Can you keep it that way? And so that is what we try to share with the customers after we have finished, that you can actually keep that grout clean.
Now, and you got your coworker Sue Canner here
Yes.
in studio with you. You call her an air traffic controller. Tell me a little about that. That kind of confused me. I saw her job title. I was like, wait a minute, do I got the right person on the air here?
I'm so fortunate to have had Sue work with me for 8 years now, and her job role is keeping all of the balls up in the air, because her role as the person who answers the phone to have the customer set up for estimates, she also handles all of the employees out in the field. And when you're juggling 5 or 6 jobs a day and juggling my schedule and juggling the phone coming in, she tries to keep all of the balls up in the air as an air traffic control. So she helps keep it in motion in a nice and effective manner.
Yeah, my assistant sent me your show card and it said air traffic control. I was like, wait a minute, I got a pilot or something?
I'm just about a pilot.
So anyways, just some last minute planning and stuff kind of confused me a little bit there. But it's interesting that you have the job title, air traffic control. I know, it's very busy in many businesses, so I'm sure, that it's no different for yours as well. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Now, tell me, how did you start the company? What was your motivations and behind them?
Yeah, my motivations was a little bit unique. It started as a weekend project. I had been in the corporate world a little bit and decided I wanted to do something on my own, and had a friend that was involved in it and started it as a weekend project. And by the time a couple of advertising pieces hit, it was to the point where I needed help, and that started up in Indiana. And when I realized what a need there was a desire to come where the weather was better and there was a lot more tiles, so we expanded down to Florida, and it again quickly grew. And even as the market has ebbed and flowed, it has always, if you provide a good service, I have learned over the many years of doing it that the customers will be there. And so when we do a lot of referral base of customers, we do a lot of repeat customers. That supplies about half of our business today. In addition to the fact that the Angies List Super Service Award for the last 8 years has provided us with a great source of customers who come and continue to use us.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. How does the Angies List Super Service Award, how do you get that?
Sure. So Angies List is if you're not familiar with it, it is a customer referral program where if you are a member, you can find contractors to hire on that, and then they customer, after they use the company, they rate you in 5 or 6 different areas, from professionalism to the job content to whether or not it was priced appropriately and so forth. And so then they rate you on a typical A to F type scale. And when you maintain an A over a period of time, Angie's List will give you a Super Service Award. And so they do a maintenance of that, and when you do well, they give you what in the service industry is something that is very sought after.
How many different feedbacks essentially do you have to generate a rating before,
To generate a rating, it's usually in the ballpark of about 10 to 20 people, so it's similar to a Google review, where they can review you. And GroutWorks, for example, we have about 125 reviews with Angie's List that 99% of them are A's, so that is wonderful for the service industry, and especially as a consumer in today's market. As you know, we all struggle with trying to find a good service person. And service is something that Angie's List really tries to make sure that they are having people that provide that good service.
Now, GroutWorks is strictly a grout refurbishing. You do not do any installations, am I correct?
That is correct. We primarily, we have found a niche that has done well just from a standpoint of refurbishing. So like we said, we do everything to make existing tile look like new, and if that means cleaning or regrouting or repair, that's what we do. We walk into a homeowner, or we do residential as well as commercial work, so we can walk in and assess whether or not the customer needs to have a regrout in their shower, or if it is something that we can help with. But
and then you also seal the grout too as well. Is most grout, I guess, when people install tile, do they seal it, or the installers? How does that work?
Yeah, that is always been a debate for the many years. It is not typically sealed after it is installed, and unless a homeowner or somebody who has installed it knows to seal it, they wouldn't know to do it. But grout by nature is porous. It is a concrete material, and you add moisture with that, and it gets dirty. So the minute you start mopping the floor, that dirt penetrates. So
yeah, it seems like grout gets dirty immediately.
Yes.
You never see perfectly white grout or whatever color it is in homes, and so I guess the sealing is a huge part of that.
It is a very critical part. If you want to maintain your grout to look like new, it is very important to be able to maintain it. I mean, you want a grout that when it gets dirty, you are able to clean it, and so the sealing process that we offer absolutely helps to maintain that, and that is why we have a lot of repeat customers. We have people on average about 5 years come back and say, I need to have it redone.
Yeah, I was about ready to ask, how long after a service before it's needed again?
Yeah, on average it's about 5 years.
So it really lasted that long?
Yeah, there's lots of maintenance in between that we give recommendations. For example, water is the enemy to a tile floor, and if you are pushing around dirty water, it is going to pool up in that grout joint. So things that they have today, such as Swiffers or the steam cleaners, those are wonderful to try to maintain that grout in a original color look.
Yeah, I know I've bought some, products, from the Home Depot and stuff, and it just doesn't work very good. I've taken out sandpaper before, kind of sanded it down. Is that the process that you do when you clean, or how do you clean it?
Yeah, so our process is very laborious. I mean, they go in, they clean it, and it is hands and knees. Sometimes we do bring in equipment where they will actually do the pressure cleaning, but depending on the circumstance, we typically will clean it first. Then the color seal is applied. It is very labor intensive, where they are applying it just to the grout joints, and the color seal is what is actually sealing those grout joints to help prevent the dirt from penetrating.
And what areas do you cover?
Yeah, we cover all of Tampa Bay. We cover Pinellas as well as Hillsborough.
Very good. And you cover, you said Hillsborough, Pinellas, and where else? Pasco.
Yes.
All right, and tell me a little bit about, you have a website. Do you offer any special discounts or services? Or
We sure do.
Tell me a little bit about that.
We have a website that you can find out more about us at GroutWorksFlorida.com. And if you go to the website, we do have coupons. It also will show you some ideas of the type of service as well as some pictures. But there are coupons that you can get for services provided. We do offer free estimates to come out, where you will get me or one of my guys. And again, you'll start with Air Traffic Control Sue, who will get us out there pretty quickly and then turn around the job pretty quickly. It's usually a process that it can be done within a week.
Sounds like a great plan. I mean, I saw the before and after photos on your website, and it definitely enhances the look and the appeal of the tile. So, Debbie, real quick, how you said your website, GroutWorks?
GroutWorksFlorida.com, or you can call our office at 727-572-5995.
All right, great. And if you didn't catch that information, she'll be up on the TampaBayRadio.com website as a past guest. Debbie, thank you very much for coming into the show today.
Jamie.
If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, you'll find this show on every Mondays at noon. So I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Off air, find me at my website again, TampaBayRadio.com, or reach out to me on my phone, 813-760-8516. Again, 813-760-8516. I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you back here next Monday at noon on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show.